Yes, we are live. Welcome, my dear friends. This is episode number 65 of Zero Point Healing Show. And today I have with me amazing PSYCH-K Facilitator. And today we are going to talk about the missing key to manifesting the relationship of our dreams. And the topic of relationship, especially love relationship, is so huge that almost 50% of our planet is trying to figure out what this missing piece really is. And with regards to relationship, of course, all of us have gone through certain ups and downs and identifying what is it that's blocking us from getting into the right relationship. So that's going to be the topic for today. Before I move on to my beautiful facilitator here, just a quick intro about me. I'm Vishnupriya and I am certified in multiple different healing modalities. And when I went through that kind of journey, I should say, into my own healing, as well as discovering the truth of who I am, is what I would like to call it as. I found multiple different healing modalities in this holistic healing space, which kind of molded me, which changed me, which transformed my life altogether upside down. And through this journey, I found that all of these different healing modalities, I'm certified in 6 to 7 different healing modalities. So all of these hold certain keys to the different doors that we are trying to open, we are trying to unlock in our lives. So as a person who went through so many different healing modalities, I could see how beautiful it would be if we can see all of these modalities in one platform with all the healers and facilitators in this holistic healing space under one roof. So it's that vision that got converted into zeropointhealing.com. So that's a web directory that I have created, which consists of almost 50 different healing modalities now, along with all types of healers and facilitators and practitioners and instructors who are in this holistic healing space. So if you are looking for certain answers for your questions in life, then yes, Zero Point Healing is a beautiful place for you to discover yourself, discover the solutions for your challenges and for your problems, regardless of which area of your life you are facing difficulty with. It can be financial, it can be relationships, of course, it can be health, whatever it is. These beautiful, amazing angels, I would like to call them, have amazing healing abilities, intuitive abilities, as well as having the ability to rewire your subconscious mind is the major tool that most of these beautiful facilitators have with them. All right, so that's my short intro. If you are a facilitator or healer yourself, I welcome you to zeropointhealing.com. You can register for free. If you're interested in such interview with me, you're welcome to contact me for that as well. Just a short note on me. I'm currently an intuitive business coach for spiritual entrepreneurs and spiritual healers and facilitators. And I personally help these healers and facilitators, especially those who are registered on Zero Point Healing, to help them grow their healing business and take them in front of the world is the kind of mission that I'm on. And these beautiful interviews are part of my work, fulfilling my mission. All right, I'm moving on to my beautiful guest here. Welcome, Grethe. Thank you so much for coming to my show here. So tell me a little bit about your background. Tell me how you got started. I see that you are an emotion code practitioner as well as a PSYCH-K facilitator. So tell me how you first found this whole holistic healing space.
All right. First of all, thank you so much, Vishnu, for having me on the show. I'm very grateful for what you have created with Zero Point Healing and for you inviting me on here. So thank you so much. So yeah, my name is Grethe. I'm from Norway. I live in Oslo, Norway, the most beautiful city ever. And my background is I'm a biologist. I'm specialized in toxicology and environmental management, so saving the world for a living, which I'm really passionate about. Sustainability, taking care of the planet, and making sure that we take care of this beautiful planet that we have. I'm also passionate about helping people manifest the life that they want. And so I started my self-development journey about 20 years ago when my sister gave me the book You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay, which is just a wonderful introduction to this world and this work. And then she also introduced me to Abraham Hicks and his teachings. And ever since that, I've been reading, learning. I started practicing yoga and meditation. And it's all been so wonderful, but I had a hard time marrying spirituality and natural science training that I have, like all the logical thinking and all of that. Still, I was really drawn to it, especially to the teachings of Abraham and law of attraction, and it made sense to me. I just still have this skeptic in me. And then I discovered the teachings of Dr. Joe Dispenza, where he brings spirituality and science together so beautifully, and it just gave me so much joy. And my next teacher was Dr. Bruce Lipton, who is the author of Biology of Belief, and he's a biologist. And so watching his YouTube videos about how your beliefs and perceptions create your reality on a cellular level, actually, just felt so right and so amazing to me. And so his belief changing modality that he does is PSYCH-K, which made me very curious. So I decided then and there that I am going to attend a PSYCH-K workshop. I need to learn this because I have been listening to Abraham's teachings for so long, and the law of attraction says what's likened to itself is drawn, and your reality that you manifest is a perfect vibrational match to your beliefs and your emotions. And the key is to get into a good vibrational space where your beliefs and your emotions match what you actually want. And how on earth do you do that? I mean, there are some tools, and there are the affirmations, and there's the meditation, and it all actually works, but it's slower than what I wanted to experience. And so with PSYCH-K, it's this really quick way to reprogram your subconscious. And so it's absolutely fascinating. And when I discovered this about 2 years ago, actually more, it's 3 years ago, I was living in a place I did not like, in a house that had mold, and that I just hated it. And I was in a job that was, it was a good job, but I didn't love it. It didn't make my heart sing. And I was very ill. So I was in a really bad place. And then I discovered PSYCH-K, and slowly but surely I start changing my perception of things, and I start changing my beliefs to match the reality that I want. And I was driving this ugly car. So here I am 3 years later in a beautiful house in a city that I absolutely love. I drive my dream car, which is obviously a Tesla, since I want to save the world. And my life is just completely different. And I don't think I would have gotten here so fast if it wasn't for PSYCH-K. So yeah, it's been a truly amazing journey, and the changes I see in my life and the changes that I see in my clients' lives and my family and friends' lives is amazing. And then the next piece of the puzzle is emotion code, which I just discovered, and I'm in the process of getting certified. So I'm almost done with my 30 sessions that I need to do, and it's amazing complement to PSYCH-K because it takes care of the emotional part of it all. And if you want to find love, and if you want to experience giving and receiving unconditional love, if you have a heart wall, which you can discover through the emotion code and you can release it. If you have a heart wall, you have something blocking you, it's protecting your heart from heartache, but it's blocking you from actually being able to give and receive unconditional love. So by combining these two modalities, you can actually really get to reprogram your point of attraction, which is the whole key to attracting what you want in any area of your life. And so with relationships, figuring out what you want is the first step. What do you actually want? What kind of relationship is it that you want? What does your partner look like? What does he feel like? How does he make you feel? What do you guys do together? How is a day in this relationship? So that figuring out what that is, becoming crystal clear, because it's a vital part of manifesting what you want. You can, law of attraction is always at work, but you can choose if you want to manifest consciously or by default. And until you make that choice, you're actually manifesting by default. And so what you manifest is going to be some of your beliefs and your emotions around them. So let's say you really, 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 really want to find a partner. You want to find the perfect husband or the perfect wife, but you don't think you're worthy of it. And you actually think that all men are bastards. So then you're actually going to manifest bastards into your life, and you're not, if you don't feel worthy of receiving that love and that amazing partner, then there is no way that he's going to let you in. Like your beliefs is like a filter for the thoughts and the experiences coming into your life. So if your beliefs are that you're unworthy and all men are shit, then you cannot attract a really amazing man and being treated like the queen that you are or the king that you are. So I really believe in figuring out what is it that you want, and then making sure your beliefs match that. I am worthy of giving and receiving love unconditionally. Safe for me. All of these things. And we really go into the core of what is blocking you from receiving that. And yeah, then we go into the emotions also, which is really interesting to see the change that happens when your heart wall actually releases. So it's truly amazing work.
So a few of the things, especially with regards to combining the emotion code and the PSYCH-K, actually, of course, I have experienced myself a lot of PSYCH-K sessions, and I could see how the emotion code and PSYCH-K together combine. And of course, most of the people that she mentioned about, Bruce Lipton and Louis Hay, and all these beautiful, amazing people out there who come stand in front of us talking about spirituality and science and how these two mix together, I think in and itself is an amazing teaching for us to open ourselves up to this kind of information and looking inside ourselves, especially when we have a relationship issue, as how Grethe was mentioning about. We can see how the relationship that we are manifesting in our lives comes from our own patterns of the past. So whether she was mentioning about how we are attracting men who might not be in alignment. And it's amazing to see how Grethe is combining the PSYCH-K with emotion code, because PSYCH-K is an amazing tool that actually helps us change our beliefs and perceptions. With PSYCH-K, if you go to a PSYCH-K facilitator and tell them, Grethe, I have this kind of problem, she will be able to help you, first of all, find what limiting beliefs you have. And then from there, during a PSYCH-K session, you will choose specific positive beliefs that you would like to rewire in your subconscious mind. And through this process of psyche, which they call as balance, so they do specific balances that would help you change your beliefs. So let's say you want a new positive belief to be embedded in your subconscious mind that says, I I know, or I know how it feels like to have the right partner. I'm just making this up. But if that's the positive belief you would like to rewire in your subconscious mind, you will just present this, you will just let them know. And of course, they will be helping you figure out this kind of positive belief as well. So once you have the belief, it just takes literally 10 to 15 minutes using the psyche balances to go ahead and change and rewire that in your subconscious mind. Please let us know now. Let's say what some of the viewers have this kind of relationship issue. They are going to come to you. So what happens inside a psyche session when you do it?
So in a PSYCH-K session, we would start talking about if you're in a relationship already, we would talk about what it is that is not working briefly, and then move on to, so what would you like instead? Which is getting the clarity of what you want. And then there are a whole array of wonderful PSYCH-K balances that you can do depending on what is the most efficient for what you want to achieve. So for relationships, there's actually one called a relationship balance, where you can do it with the two people in the relationship. And if one isn't there, you can do a process called surrogation, where basically I would step into the energy of the person that's not there and take their place in the balance. And what you achieve with this kind of balance is being in a whole brain state with regards to the other person. So that would be if there is an existing relationship that isn't working or that you want to improve. But there is also the aspect of, to be in a good relationship, you actually have to be a good partner. So there's a lot of work to be done with yourself also, to actually be that person who is able to be in a really good relationship. So if you have patterns or beliefs that will sabotage you being in that kind of relationship, we will figure out what those are and we will address those. And a typical balance, you identify, let's say that you have something that you want to change about how you act in a relationship. So for instance, I'm a good listener. Let's say you're not. Let's say you're a terrible listener, and so communication is one of your problems. So then you think, what do I want instead? And then you create a goal statement related to that, which could be, I love listening, or I love how great communication flows, or something like that. And it's important that the partner, the client, creates this statement. And then you do a muscle test to see if you actually subconsciously believe in this. And if you don't, and if it's safe and appropriate to go ahead and balance for this goal, then you do a quick process, which is you actually you sit in a specific position, or you do some movement or something else that will help reprogram your subconscious mind. So you get your brain into a almost hypnotic state, where it's like hitting the record button and recording something into your subconscious. And then when the process is over, you sense some kind of shift, and you open your eyes, because you usually close your eyes, and then you muscle test again to see if you now actually have the new belief. And so if I wanted to be an amazing communicator, and I would muscle test beforehand, and I would get a no, because you don't believe you are, and then after you get a yes, and that's going to be your new belief, and your ego's job is then to go ahead and make that into reality. And then you see, do you have other limiting beliefs? How was your parents' relationship, and what from their interactions would you like to actually be true in yours, and what might you want to change? And then I would also check for a heart wall, and then remove emotions from that. But all of this isn't done in one session. You can start in one session, and maybe that's enough. Maybe you are at a level where you only need that little tweak to make sure that you're going in the right direction. But maybe you need some more work. Maybe you have had a lot of heartache. You have a huge heart wall that needs releasing, and that your body will let you release a bit of it at the time, because you also have to process, and that also takes a little bit of time after. So you have to be kind to yourself too, and give yourself a little bit of time in between to process. And then after we do this energetic work where we reprogram your subconscious into a point of attraction that's more in alignment with what you want, we also look at, so now what are some actions that you can do now that your beliefs are different? You are this other person than you were before. What is possible for you to do now that you couldn't do before? So for instance, if I didn't have a lot of self-love, if I couldn't even say to myself, I love you, and test strong, then a good action would be, so within the next week, how can you show yourself love? How can you show yourself that you love yourself? How can you show yourself that you're worthy of receiving love? And so that could be something good to do. And I always want these action steps to not be super huge. I want them to be kind of small so that it's easy to do them, because then you will. And I want it to be something that you're excited about, because then you will do it. If it's too much or too big or too anything, then you won't be able to do it. So I think that's important.
That's nice. So now can you tell us a little bit about maybe a client example, for example, like how we will be able to, let's say somebody comes to you for manifesting a partner. So tell us maybe a client story, or maybe your own story about how you were able to manifest, and what do you think, of course, going back to our title, the missing piece of manifesting the relationship of our dreams.
Yeah. So I want to share a quick client story, and then I'll share my own story, because it's kind of like a fairy tale. So I had a client who found herself time after time in relationship with narcissists. And they treated her badly, and they made her feel bad, and time after time. And so we looked at what her beliefs about men was. So she had beliefs like, men are narcissists, they're bastards, they don't treat women well, and things like that. And so I said, okay, so what do you want instead? And so we made this whole list of beliefs, starting with, the men in my life are. So they are kind, they are caring, they are able to give and receive love, and all these things that she wanted instead. And then we did a process where we installed all of these beliefs in her subconscious. And so now her ego has to make it true that the men in her life are kind, caring, and all these things. And so what happened then was, she for a while she still met some narcissists, but she never let them come into her life. So it was like 10 minutes of first date and she's out because she spots it instantly. And I'm not going to tell you she's happily married but because this is just a short while ago. It's a couple months. And so she now has the ability to spot and trust her own judgment regarding the men that she meets, which is great. And I'm absolutely sure that her perfect partner is going to show up pretty soon. And she's doing so much amazing work on herself also. I can't see how it can be otherwise. And so with my own relationship, it's funny because this is my second marriage. I was married once before. When I got divorced, I vowed to never, ever get married again and never, ever have my life entangled with someone else's again. And then I was very, very happy being single. I had the best time. I had the best life. I was just not needing anyone. And I didn't even want anyone. So I was not in a place where I needed someone else to fulfill me, which is I think that's key also to be a good partner, because I don't want to put that responsibility on someone else. It's my job to make me happy. And so for fun, I made this list of the characteristics of the perfect guy, just for fun. It was like, if I'm ever going to have someone in my life, it's going to have to be so much better than being single, which was already amazing. And these are the characteristics. This is what I want it to look like. This is what I want it to make me feel. This is what I want a relationship to be. This is how I want to feel around him. And the funny thing is, you're not supposed to write negatives, because your subconscious and the universe does not understand the word no. So I wrote, I don't want it to be a football fan or like a soccer. And what by that I meant, I don't want the kind of guy with a beer belly that's on the sofa with a beer and chips and yelling for more beer. So anyway, he on his end was writing a list as well. He was doing this law of attraction manifestation thing every morning, writing down what he wanted his life to be like. And he wrote this list of his perfect woman. And just a few months after we both write these lists, we meet. And our romantic stories, we met running in the forest with, birds and squirrels and all that. But in reality, we actually met on Tinder. And we had these amazing written conversations from the beginning. And then when we met, it was just an instant connection. And we just had the most amazing conversations, even though he made a no kissing rule on both the first and second date. He was going to go work abroad just a short while after we met. And we actually just knew that it was supposed to be us. And I just quit my job and sold all my stuff and just went with him on this fairy tale of a life. And this is now 6 years ago. We met in June. We got married in March the next year, just weeks after my previous divorce papers went through, which I would have never thought. But the thing is, I was crystal clear about what I wanted, but I was not attached to it. I didn't yearn for it, or I wasn't sad that I didn't have it. So I was in a good place emotionally, and I also believed that I deserved it. So I had the keys in place, which is why I was able to manifest it. And then we consciously choose each other every day. So we choose to be together every day. It's not taking each other for granted or anything like that. He still opens the doors for me every time. He carries all the stuff. He's the perfect gentleman. And I want to do everything for him. And he does everything for me. And it's just, it's amazing. And we have all these tools. We communicate really well. We process emotions together. It's just really wonderful. And I would love for everyone to have that. And so that's why I would love to help people with the tools to find that.
Wow, that's so amazing story. It was so beautiful and so happy to see it has been 6 years. And amazing to see how you are interested in working on this specific relationship area of life. All right, so thank you so much, Greta. My dear viewers, if you would like to go ahead and kind of book a session with Greta, you will find her link below. You can click on that, and when you go to the link, there is a book a session button. You can click on that and it will open up a chat window that you can have a chat with Greta and see what is going to help you. As she combines multiple different modalities, she will be able to assist you deciding which type of session is going to work for you the best. And you also have additional 10% off discount coupon code just for watching this video on 0 Point Healing Show. And the coupon code is 0 Point. So when you contact her, just let her know about 0 Point. Any final words, Greta?
I wanted to just say thank you so much for this conversation and for the work that you do. I think it's truly amazing how you are passionate about helping people heal and helping healers help people. So thank you so much for that. And thank you to anyone watching. And I would love to hear from you and help you manifest the relationship of your dreams.
Wow, that's so beautiful. Thank you so much. It was amazing to hear your story and hear how Psyche can help all of us manifest such beautiful relationship of our dreams, just like how you have found your perfect one. All right, my dear viewers, I'm going to leave you there. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do click on subscribe and please share this video. If you know of anybody finding it difficult with regards to relationship, going through any kind of relationship trauma, then Psyche and emotion code in together is going to help them, and Greta would be the best person to help them as well. So please do share this video with anybody whom you know are going through any kind of relationship problems. Thank you so much for all your support. I see how much viewers are supporting and helping us grow. So thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Greta. I'm going to see you soon next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.